to lead. We are at a time in history when women need to shout what our grandmothers whispered. Last week on Women on Wheels, we started something on a phenomenal woman, and today we will continue as we take you through the world of an extraordinary woman who is aware of the need of others. Her firmness and fierceness makes her a leader that stands up to those who challenged her point of view. She does not back down when advocating for what's right instead of what's popular, while respectfully engaging in constructive disagreement. This extraordinary woman has thrived in her career, taking up leadership roles and steering the ship with utmost dedication. Good evening, Lagos, Nigeria. This is Women on Wheels, a 30-minute dialogue on the struggles and achievement of women as it relates to taking ownership, leadership, and decision-making. This program is brought to you by Lola Adetona Nigeria Limited, the sole distributor of Toyota automobile brand in Nigeria. And the program airs every Tuesday evening like this at 7:30. I'll be right back after this break. You're tuned to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and the program is Women on Wheels. Quickly, let's tell you what the roads are looking like at this time. Going through the big screen in the studio, most of the parts we're tracking at this time looks very free, a lot better than what it was earlier during the peak period. So if you were navigating any part of the metropolis at this time, you need to exercise a whole lot of patience, especially for those of you caught up in any form of build-up. All right, then let's get started. The civil engineering field is a male-dominated career, especially the structural and construction areas. But this narrative is gradually changing as the gap continues to close up. My guest today is a female civil engineer. She is the first female chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers, the Lagos chapter. The past national vice chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers, NICE. She is also the past chairman of NICE Professional Development Committee. She is the secretary of the NICE Board of Trustees. That's a BOT. That's a Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers. Her dedication extends to the next generation through her role as the patron of the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers. She is also the MD, CEO, the Leverage Construction and Safety Solutions Limited. Welcome with me, Lagos, an engineer par excellence, and of course with over 2 decades of experience, almost 3 decades, just if you're wondering, almost 3 decades. I have engineer Dr. Lola Adetona with me on the program this evening. Good evening to you, engineer Lola Adetona.
Good evening, madam.
I'm glad to have you on the program.
I am glad to be here as well.
All right. Okay. So, you would have to come closer to the microphone so Lagos can actually hear you louder.
Okay. I hope I'm not audible now.
Yes, you sound a lot better now, more audible, unlike what we had before. Okay, so let's get started. We're glad to have you on the show. And yes, the program is Women on Wheels. Basically, we're focusing on the strides, the giant strides, the struggle and achievement of women in all areas. Generally, I want to seek your opinion. What do you think about the growth of women?
Thank you very much. I am happy to be here. And what actually inspired me was when I saw your flyer and it says phenomenal woman. And I'm like, wow. May I tell you, also wrote that Phenomenal is to celebrate the beauty and strength of women, particularly the black woman. And for you to have put this together, it's really inspiring and encouraging for us, the women, to do more and to actually search for more space on the boardroom. Because presently, a lot of women are doing a lot in a male-dominated profession. Not because it's a competition, but it is a support system in such a way that we're able to support ourselves and do better. Somebody once told me and said, women should always support women.
Okay.
Because we have a world of our own. And in that world, we should be the best at what we do. So thank you for having me here. Thank you for your time. And even putting the wow. I mean, it sounds wow. Women on wheels, wow.
Amazing, right?
And it's really very amazing for you to put this together. It is innovative and very encouraging to us, the upcoming young engineers.
Indeed. Upcoming young engineers after almost 30 years in the game. Now, let's dive into your world, civil engineering. I mean, one would just think, okay, this is a male-dominated world, especially the structural, the constructive part of it. What were you thinking when you thought about venturing into this kind of field?
That's you taking me back memory lane, actually.
It's fine. We really want to hear.
Okay, so I started out, civil engineering, and I was the only female in my class, and we were about 32. So it's 1 against 31, and I felt that that's a challenge I can't afford to run away from.
Wow.
So I stayed. And when I finished, that was on Ladoke Akintola University of Technology. I was the first batch. I'm the only female in civil engineering. And I did quite very well because I was so focused on studying. I mean, no distractions at all. And then I finished, and I wanted to do my master's. So I went to University of Lagos, and I did MS in construction management. And also, we were 2 ladies in that class, and we did very well. Then it was Professor Yagba was our HOD then. This is way back here, 2000. Afterwards, we went into the construction industry. First was the structural aspect. I wanted to know what it means to be a structural engineer.
Okay.
I wanted to know the columns, the beams, the slabs, what does it mean? When I finished that, I got a job with Asconin. It's a real Dutch company, and they were doing the weir dam construction at Akute.
Okay.
And that was weird. I felt, you mean civil can be this big? So we did the weir construction. The weir is a barrier that stops saline water from crossing into clean water.
Okay.
So it was a good one because that happens when the tides are high. And then, gradually, one step at a time, construction became my favorite. It's the best thing apart from knowing how to cook very well.
Wow.
So, every day for civil engineers, the best thing is that every day comes with a different agenda. You can't only say this is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Yes, even if you start up with this is my plan, along the way, you find out that more is being compounded onto you. And for me, that is the most interesting part of it because it makes you look forward to every day. New projects are coming. Is it building? Is it road construction? Is it water? Because civil has a lot of subdivisions, and with this means that you can dwell into any one of them. We have road and highway transportation.
Okay.
We have water.
Okay.
We have geotech, which is about the soil strata.
Okay.
And we even have the normal construction materials and daily construction works to the site and put to practice what you need to know. So really, it's been a very beautiful journey. I thank all those that have employed me and exposed me to all that I need to know.
Yes.
Notwithstanding that you're a lady, you're employed, and they give you the
Did you encounter any form of rejection when you started as a civil engineer, being a woman?
Yes, I did.
Tell us about it.
Okay. it was during my NYSC. I was posted to Wari,
Okay.
and my client did not feel comfortable that I was a lady, so he kept me in the office. I was treating me as if I was a secretary. And all that. So I said, no, I can't be in the office. I mean, I need to go out. So he came to the office one day and I said, Oga, I'm not coming to work tomorrow. It's either you send me to the site or I go back to Lagos. Because this happened in Owerri, like I said.
Okay.
So he saw it and said, okay, if you are my daughter, I will expose you to what you've learned. So he allowed me go to the site, and from that stage, one thing led to the other, and I had a very good time.
One would actually think that a civil engineer or civil engineering could be, some sort of challenging career, risk, associated kind of career. As a woman, how has it been like for? Do you also go into? Do you
Climb the heights?
Yes, let's practicalize it now.
Okay, yes, it could be very risky, but then once you've made up your mind that I need to be on top of my game,
So you wear your shorts.
darling, you wear your boots, you wear your helmets and your reflective jackets out there with your plum in your back pocket, your tape in your right pocket, and you're fully armored for the challenge. That has been me. And then the challenge is that you work late into the night.
Yes.
I was on a site some time ago. We were casting the first floor slab of a building. That's the first floor slab up there. Unfortunately, then it wasn't the era of having telephones and all that. My boss had not given me money to pay the workers.
Wow.
And he said, I'm going to come there and give you money. And it was in Cooperative Villa in Duali, Naija. Darling, 10 o'clock, my boss was not here. 10 p.m. And the casters, the laborers were like, we're going to remove the bamboo pros. We're going to bring this decking down if you don't give us our money. And I was the only one there. And I told them, look, because I am still here, means that your money is coming. So it's either you accept it and finish my job, or we all get to lose this job, because you can't go out of this estate except to finish my job. And I'm not going to lie to you, because women have integrity, darling.
Sure.
As a woman, people expect you that what you say is what you do. So I told them, because I'm still here at this time of the night, that means I'm here because of you. I could have left. So calm down, your money is coming. My boss came around 11, and then we paid everybody. And then they came back and said, Madam, when you have another project, just call us, because you're a woman of integrity. So that's one thing we need to know. We have what we say is what we should do, and we should be known for it. Thank you.
Okay, so you have risen to a point in your career that you even made it to the point of being the first female chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers here in Lagos, which tells me that you have achieved a certain level in this career. But I also know that this won't come without glitches here and there. Walk me through some of the challenges you encounter being in that position as the chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Civil Engineers in Lagos institution.
Thank you so much. That's the question that made me smile, because I had a swell time. Now, this happened in 2018 when the Itafaji collapse happened. Do you remember?
Okay.
It was also the year when there was this rumor that the Third Mainland Bridge was going to collapse, and it was undulating and stuff. That was my period. And that was when COVID came in as well. It was a time for a lot of awareness. We needed to speak up that during that collapse, there was no civil engineer on that project, because we have a register, NICE has a register of all civil engineers in Lagos and in Nigeria.
Okay.
So that looking at all the news and all that, no registered engineer was on that project. We went to the Third Mainland Bridge, we met the contractor, we went with our team of professionals to actually investigate what actually is wrong. And we found out that they were maintaining the expansion joint.
Okay.
So they needed to break it up and add more reinforcement and actually cap it back together. So it was interesting for me, and it brought out a lot of awareness. In fact, one of our bosses, that was FBS, Engineer Femi Alao, gave us a bus, the first boss. He was a signer for Nigerian Institution of Civil Engineers, so that we could move around, do court activities, encourage people, create a lot of awareness.
Yes.
We were able to achieve that. Then COVID struck. And I was like, okay, now that we can't go out, what can we do differently? So we started talking to ourselves and bringing out training programs online. Please come on Telegram, come on WhatsApp, come on Zoom. We started training people so that there was no depression. People were looking forward to these Saturday trainings because it was very enlightening and exposing us to keep doing more. So it was a swell time. I had a lot of support from everybody, and I had a great time. And that was what led me to being the national vice chairman after my reign as the Lagos State
Chapter Chairman. Impressive. All right, Lagos, you can be a part of this conversation tonight on 0809 9120 777. You can put a call through, you can send a text, you can send a message to our WhatsApp platform using that same number. Remember, I did say earlier that the routes are looking quite okay. Just if you are wondering if that isn't the case for you, feel free to share with us what you are experiencing. However, let me ask you at this time, you actually encountered that challenging time during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Let's now look at the high point for you in the course of your career, spanning almost 30 years. What would be the high point for you as a woman, as an achievement for you? I mean, to say that, okay, before I retire, this I can say for sure or for a fact is my achievement.
Okay, thank you. Achievements in civil engineering can be related to development and buildings and structures. But for me, it goes beyond that. I took up the challenge of sustainability of our profession. When I was chairman, I wanted to get jobs for all these young engineers, so I was sending them out. But the feedback was bad. The feedback was, well, don't you train them before you send them to us? They don't know anything. They're just messing up the job. So I said, that's not good though. So I said, okay, I'm going to put something together and train them and send them out to the world. So with that, we put together Engineering Resource Academy. It was actually my brother that's actually starting. I said, where is your passion? What do you want to do differently? What do you want to be remembered for? So we started training. So we train, but our focus is on fresh graduates of engineering.
Okay.
Fresh from school, you don't have a job, you don't have a future, you don't even know what to do. And we don't want engineers going into Yahoo business. We want them to be professionals. Because down the line in another 5 years,
Yes.
when we all get to retire, we need to be able to look back and say, yes, I trained this guy. Yes, he can do this job. We can have sustainability. And one of my biggest challenge or my biggest example is, look at butter. What happened when we were in school? If you don't wear butter
shoe.
yes, so you have not arrived at all. There are different designs, beautiful, super comfortable. It was everywhere. But what's happening now? What's happening? So we need to have a sustainability plan in such a way that if we get to pass on, we will see others taking up this profession and doing very well. So we started training them. After training them, we give them out as interns. That means they should go and learn on the job.
Amazing.
So when they do that, what has happened and given me more encouragement is everybody we have trained and sent on internship have gotten permanent employment. Because really, if you do well for me for 6 months, whether you're a maid or a driver or anything, I wouldn't want you to go.
Oh, absolutely.
So in one way or another, they're able to contribute positively to the employers, and they've all gotten permanent job. We have over 5 cohorts that we've done now, and it's all good news all the way.
Wow, well done.
Thank you.
Done. Having said that, this basically means that a lot of people would look at you as a role model. I mean, taking up this challenge to train civil engineers. Who is your own role model?
My own role model. There are plenty. Well, my favorite
in your sphere, yes.
world is Madam Adeyori, the former essay on works and infrastructure.
Oh,
You know her?
absolutely.
She's a great woman, a great mentor, a great leader. She's always there, no matter the time of the day. She opens the door and have a word of advice. She's a leader all around. When I was the chairman, she donated like six numbers desktop for us to be able to use, nice resource center to be able to train. She's a great woman, and she's my mentor for life. Yeah, I'm really grateful to her.
As we inch closer to the dying time of a show, do you drive?
Oh, I'm a good driver. Oh.
That is relative, apparently.
My husband said I can drive firewood. I don't know what firewood, but I think that I can cross borders with my driving.
Oh wow! But we preach good driving skills here.
I'm very good in driving. It's one of my favorite hobbies, actually.
So how was it like for you when you started?
It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because I had the protection of my father. I started quite early. But I liked it because it gave me this kind of rub shoulder eye kind of effect. Right now, I have a project in Ibejuleki local government, and I live in Opik. So I get to drive from my house to Ibejuleki. The roads are good now. A lot of accolades to the road, the Lagos State Lamata, who is also a lady of great virtues.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. I mean, the roads, just a little portion is getting done now, but it's smooth, it's safe. You can drive at the speed limit of 80.
Absolutely.
Don't stay ahead. We keep the speed limit, and every corner you're checking and making sure that everything is fine. You're looking at your rear mirror, at the front mirror, you're making sure that you're within the marked lanes, because they mark the lanes actually. So really, driving in Lagos is now so much enjoyable.
So one of the challenges women actually encounter on Lagos roads would be, the male counterparts.
Yeah.
Sometimes intimidating them. Did you ever experience this? Or do you still experience it? Because regardless, there will always be a boss.
Yes, there will always be a boss, and the fact that they see that you're a lady behind the wheels, they want to run you over or just chance you. That's what we call it. And then it makes us
then you be like, come now.
If you fit, if you come and enter, and you see what I will do to you today. It's all mouth anyway, but yes, it makes us want to do more.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm driving, and then you think because you're driving this, you want to fast pace me or jump in front of me and slide me to the side. Me, I know they agree. I want to gain the acknowledgement. Like, look, because I'm on the wheels and I'm a woman, does not mean you can drive me off the road.
Some people believe women at the helm of affairs are authoritative. Sometimes they're not able to stay in control of their emotions. Tell me how it feels like being an MD CEO and then at a point in time being the chairman of a chapter and a vice chairman of your association at the national level. What does it feel like?
Your questions are really well researched. It's taking me back memory lane. The most recent one, that there was a competition, a contest for the Nigerian Society of Engineers now as a statutory internal audit committee member. We were 6 people coming out for that position. And I said, God, I leave this to you. If you feel that it is my turn now, let it come out seamless. We were 2 ladies and 4 guys. So we all went to Abuja for the AGM just last week. And I really felt really bad because the day on arrival in Abuja, I had malaria.
Wow.
I said, maybe this is God's way of saying, Lola, don't go, So I was calm.
Yeah.
And they did a presentation. I came out. We all spoke. And I was encouraged how one of my motherly elders, Engineer Valerie, called me and said, because of your voice when you spoke, I'm going to vote for you.
Wow.
I said, that was what I said. I said, wow. I mean, that's encouraging. And then the results came out, and I came tops, and I'm really very, but there was a time I went on my knees, and I was emotionally moved to say, God, what am I doing? What is your plan for me? Is this where I should be? But God's grace, I have...
In 30 seconds, what prompted that thought? In 30 seconds, what prompted that thought of going down on your knees?
Because I felt I was too small to occupy this position. I felt, can I really make a difference? Because everywhere I found myself, I want to be able to make a difference. I said, it was Lola that turned this around. Lola did this, and I needed to be safe.
In the long run, Dr. Lola Adetona, you were able to champion the cause of that society. For how many years?
Now I have to think back. 10. Yeah, about 10. I think I registered.
10. That's a whole lot. I'm afraid we are running out of time on the show. What will be your parting shot tonight? 30 seconds.
Please marry a good husband that will give you the freedom to be the best at what you do. That will comfort you, that will love you, and they will say, go girl, go do it girl, keep moving girl.
Look at that.
That's the best.
Look at that. So we are not undermining, and we're not in competition with the men.
No, we're not.
Not at any point in time. I must say a very big thank you to you, engineer Dr. Lola Adetona, for coming on the program tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and this is where we get to wrap it up on the show. I mean, it feels like we've just spoken for like 10 minutes. If I had my way, I would bring her back on the show next week.
You are beautiful. Thank you.
So I'll bring her back on the show so we have a more robust conversation on all of this. I have been speaking with engineer Dr. Lola Adetona. She is the MD CEO, Deep Leverage Construction and Safety Solution Limited. Of course, she is the past chairman of Nigerian Institution of Professional Development Committee, a secretary of the NICE Board of Trustee, and yes, the vice chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Civil Engineers. She is also the first female chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Civil Engineers in Lagos. Once again, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
All right, and this program has been put together, has been brought to you by Elizade Toyota Nigeria, and it has been produced by Ajose Olawale, Fumeladi Akingbabon Idowu Adeyemi. Our executive producer is Taiwo Baruwa. I remain Taiwo Baruwa. Do have a great evening.
Driving smart